You is that the Beamerz have won the toss and are batting. So the Beamerz winning the toss and batting against the Razor Massive here for you. The Razor Massive team, Ashawn Hodge, Lanville Harrigan, F. Otto, J. Pauls, R. Wright, Mark Gokarang, Simon Gokarang, Solomon Gokarang, I beg your pardon, V. Gums, S. Benjamin, K. Richardson, and R.S. Smith. That's for the Massive. For the Beamerz, it's Lyndall Richardson, Yannick Leonard, Dion Burton, Gums, Mintos, White, Skellicky, Hodge, Tyson, Gums, and Felix. That's the starting 11 for the Beamerz. So once again, wherever you are, we welcome you in bright, sunny conditions. A bit of a breeze coming out from the northeast as we've been having over the past few weeks. And we will be looking at the opening pair here for you today. Openers Lyndall Richardson opening the batting here with Dylan Skellicky is the other man who will be opening here. That's Dylan. It looks like Dylan. Yes, Dylan opening the batting with Lyndall. Or is that a different pair? In fact, I'm trying to get this. It doesn't seem as though that looks like Lyndall. Giovanni. Yes, that looks like Giovanni. Certainly looks like Giovanni. So Lyndall Richardson. It's not. We're just trying to pick it up here from a distance. They look so much alike. So we'll see the first ball being bowled from the commentary box end. We'll give you the feel in just a moment. It's the first delivery of this game. Short outside the off stump. Steered down to third man. Single easily taken. The man coming off the third man boundary. That looks like, who is that? That looks like R.S. Smith. And gets the ball back into the keeper. So Beamerz off the mark immediately. So scorer, just confirm for us the openers here. Dylan Skellicky and Giovanni Gums. We got you. So Skellicky is on the way. He's got one, and it's one for no loss after the first delivery of the inning. So Dylan Skellicky, the bowler for us. Who is the bowler for us? If you just pick that up for us. So Gums is the bowler. Wycliffe Gums. Okay, so this one is outside the line of the off stump. Good lifting delivery. Going past the outside edge and into the gloves of the keeper. So Giovanni Gums and Skellicky, the openers, is one for no loss. 2 deliveries bowled in this 20-over-side contest. So Gums is the bowler. Wycliffe Gums operating from the commentary box end, bowling to a solitary slip. There's a man at point. There's a cover, extra cover. As Gums goes in now and bowls to Giovanni Gums, who gets onto the back foot. No ball called and signaled by umpire Jack Webster, who is standing at the commentary box end. And at square leg is umpire Liddy. Umpire Ralph Hodge has the day off today, and certainly he'll be with us here in the commentary box a little later this afternoon. Nice white puffy clouds away in the distance. The outfield quite dry and parched. Patches of green here and there, mixed with several patches of brown. Certainly we get into the drier months coming up. March, of course. 3 deliveries bowled. It's 1 for no loss. The Beamerz, they'll be looking to push things on here. Last weekend they played here as well and did a wonderful job. Had a great victory last weekend. Skellicky's one, leaning on his bat at the non-striker's end. It's going to be Wycliffe Gums to continue, number 17 on his jersey. In bright, sunny conditions, breeze blowing across the ground from east to west. As he goes in now and bowls this one, he comes up to the batsman, Gums, who goes down and looking to hoist this over the top. Misses the ball, nicely taken behind by the keeper. Had a little bit of movement, inward movement, going past between the stumps and the outer portion of the bat. The batsman, Gums, Giovanni, looking to force it over the infield, but the ball just veered past him and into the gloves of the wicket keeper. Quite a bit of talking, clapping, and trying to get the players all fired up. Skipper Ashawn Hodge goes to that straightish extra cover position. There's a man at third man as Wycliffe Gums goes in now, and both to Giovanni Gums, who turns this one, attempts to turn it down the onside. Wide is signaled by the umpire. So the score goes now to 3. 3 without loss, still in the course of the first over of the innings here today. We want to welcome you wherever you are. looking for somewhere to go this afternoon, certainly the place to be will be here at the James Ronald Webster Park. We're in for a very good contest, it should be. Here is Wickliff Gums running away from us. He's up to the wicket just about now. He bowls on the line of the stump and it's turned down to that long leg region. It's Oris Smith who sends the throw in on the first hop to the keeper. So Giovanni gets off the mark. Score's gone now to 4 without loss. 2 by way of extras. Skellicky, right-handed batsman, comes into strike. Giovanni is the left-handed batsman. He's got 1, Skellicky 1, and it's 4 for no loss. Wickliff Gums, slim figure, slimly built, fairly tall. Stuttering start. Now he's not quite ready. Skellicky pulled away. Now he settles and he taps quietly in his stance. Very upright stance, Skellicky, as Gums goes in, bounce to Skellicky short. He hits this one high over the backward point region. This should go down to that wide third man area. Smith is down there. Lobs the ball to his partner, and they were able to collect 2 more runs. So Skellicky goes on to 3, and the score on by 2 to 6 for no loss. 1 to Giovanni Gums, he's the non-striker. That one hit high up on the bat, but well saved, high over the man at that point position, down to a very wide third man. So slip, point, cover, extra cover, mid-off, mid-on. This one is a lifting delivery, dug into the turf and had a bit of venom behind it. No ball call again. In fact, it's a free hit. Signal by umpire Jack Webster. 7 it is now for no loss, with that extra added in the extras column. Our scorer here today again, Livingston Clifton. And later on, you'll be hearing from the rest of the commentary team. Renfell Kelsick, Ralph Hodge, Carl Ruan should also be in, John Millington, and should be here with us as well. Pretty long over as Wickliff Gum goes in, and this one is driven outside the line of the off stump. There's a catch for a catch at the wicket, but umpire Jack Webster moves away. It was a free hit, and in the exuberance, really, that one going past the outside edge. So we've seen the first over completed. 7 runs scored in the first over, 3 of them going to Skellicky, 1 to Giovanni Gums.
Yes, Keith, at the end of Gums' first over, which was a pretty long one, we had 2 no balls and wide ball in that over. So pretty long over there. And we saw Giovanni, 1 point on the foot, for trying to display some aggression.
Yep, so who's going to be the new bowler? It looks like the captain. Yes, it looks like Ashon will pick up the attack from the southern end of the ground. Been heard reference in the commentary box to the city end. We are here in the broadcast booth at the northern end of the ground. Just behind us is the football stadium and the training pitch. And further, we go beyond that is the mausoleum for the Father of the Nation, the Honorable James Ronald Webster, and then we have the Campus B. Going beyond that, you have the Senior Citizens Home and the hospital in that direction, just north of us, to the back of us here in the box. But we will be looking now at Ashon Hodge. He's the captain of the Razor Massive. 7 for no loss. The Beamerz winning the toss and batting on a pitch that we had a look at earlier, very hard and placid. Here is Ashon. He comes in now, medium fast. He's in now, about to Giovanni hits him, seem to have taken that on the forearm or possibly the gloves, just lobbed to the, well, short of Lanville Harrigan standing at first slip. And there is no run. So Lanville Harrigan standing at first slip. There's a man at point, backward point. There's a cover, short extra cover, mid-off, slightly wide and deepish. Mid-on, also wide. A mid-wicket. There's a man at long leg, and there's a third man. That's the field for Ashon Hodge, the captain of Razor Massive, in the second over. 7 for no loss to Beamerz. As he comes in towards us over the wicket into Giovanni, who hits this one into the covers. There is no run. That looked like Paul's. And there is no run there. Short, going back, looking to force it through the gap. But only found the man, Paul's, number 7 on his jersey, in the covers. Skeleke, non-striker, he's got 3. Giovanni's got 1. And we're in the second over of 20. 20 overs a side contest. The Premier T20 Cricket League here at the James Ronald Webster Park. We're into the second round of the competition as Ashawn Hodge comes in and bows to Giovanni, who again comes onto the front foot and pushes this crisply, firmly out to Paul's in the covers, and there is no run. All along the turf, coming onto the front foot, the ball lifting on him, but he was well equally behind it, covered it well, head well over, eyes focused on the delivery, and just pushed it into the covers, and there is no run. Again, we see just a handful of spectators, and we certainly know and hope that it will build up a little later on as we continue here today. The Razor Massive still looking for their first win. The Beamerz have at least 2 victories under their belt, possibly 3 victories under their belt already. 2, I think, for sure, in the competition. So they've tasted success. The Razor Massive still to taste success. Ashawn Hodge it is. Right arm, medium fast. This one is swung down to backward of square. That's 4 runs. All the fieldsman from mid-wicket will do is to go and retrieve it as it ricochets from off the stand back into the field. Short delivery, stood up nicely, and there was Giovanni going back and just rocking and pulling this one powerfully over the mid-wicket area. 4 runs to Giovanni. He goes now to 5, and the score has gone now to 12 for no loss in this, the second over of their innings. Here is Ashawn Hodge as he comes in from the far end. He's up to the wicket now and bows to Giovanni, who drives straight over the bowler's head. That should go pretty close to the boundary. There's a fieldman chasing from mid-off. He picks it up now. That should have been perhaps a 3rd run. I'm sure they missed out on 2 there on another run. They got 2, could possibly have been 3. 13 it is now. And Giovanni goes to 7. Skeleke has got 3. He's the non-striker. Lovely shot, getting onto the front foot and just driving straight back over the bowler's head. Giovanni Gums, left-handed batsman. No change to the field as Ashawn in the second over comes in once more. He bowls now to Giovanni, who attempts to hoist this over the mid-wicket gap. Succeeds only in coming off the lower portion of the bat. He has a look at the bat now. Came right off the toe of the bat, back down the pitch. Hodge picked it up, the end of over number 2. After 2 overs, the Beamerz winning the toss and batting here against Razor Massive, 13 for no loss.
Yes, Keith, and during the course of that over, we saw Giovanni executing a really well-timed hook after the square leg. The very next ball, playing Ashawn Hodge directly back over his head for 2 runs. So, Razor Massive trying to increase the rate of scoring in that over there.
So it's going to be Wiglif Gums to continue his second over. From this, the pavilion end. And he'll be bowling to Skeleke on 3. 13 for no loss. He goes in, bows to Skeleke, who strokes this one nicely, but beautifully stopped by Pauls, diving away to his left at cover point, preventing what clearly could have been a couple. Skeleke got himself a single. He goes to 4. And it's now 14 for no loss. But well fielded there by the young man, throwing himself full stretch and prevented what could have gone for more runs, possibly 2, even a boundary. He was nicely struck, and placement was quite nice there by Dylan Skeleke. Skeleke has got 4. And 7 to Giovanni, the left-handed batsman who now comes into strike. And the score is now 14 as he goes in and bowls a full toss and is driven out to the man at mid-off. Should have done better with that one, Giovanni. Full length delivery. Came onto the front. Ball just seemed to have dipped on him late. Came onto the front foot. Wasn't quite there, but still went through with the stroke. Kept it all along the ground nonetheless. And that's what's important. So 14 for no loss. Over number 3 in progress. Beamerz winning the toss here today and batting against the Island Harbour Razor Massive. Wiglif Gums is the bowler. Right arm into the bat seal. Pretty well widespread. With just a solitary slip, a 3rd man, backward point, extra cover mid off the offside field. This one is driven powerfully through the covers. Lovely stroke. That's 4 runs. I don't think you'll get to that, Paul, only to retrieve. That's what he's doing. Nicely played there by Skellicky. He's gone to 8. The score's gone to 19 for no loss to Beamerz. Coming onto the front with George and just driving through the line.
That was very well executed shot there by Skellicky. And it seems as though he's now finding his range during the course of this over here.
Skellicky, who got 75 last weekend, played really well in that game last weekend. Wonderful innings of 75. Played a number of delightful strokes. He's got 8. He's the striker. As Wycliffe Gum goes in, balls to Skellicky outside the line of the leg stump. That will be a wide. Nicely taken behind by the keeper. Very short figure. Got around nicely. Skipped around quite elegantly, quite swiftly, and got the gloves in line. 19 for no loss. The Beamerz winning the toss and batting. It was 7 after the first over, 7 runs scored. After the second, it was 13. We in the course of the 20. 20 is the score. Thank you very much. Yeah, we had a wide that was called. Yes, you're quite correct. Gums goes in now and bows to Skellicky outside the off stump. Slap, but nicely knocked down there by Ashan Hunt, the captain, leading by example at extra cover. Powerfully hit by Skellicky. He hits the ball really hard, this young man. Has a lot of muscles and he's very strongly built, big, broad shoulders. And he certainly hits the leather quite hard. 20 for no loss. In the course of the third over, Wycliffe Gums is the bowler from this the commentary box head. Look away in the distance, quite a bit of clouds. There's a little bit of grey coming in there in the far side. This one is driven nicely again out into the backward point region. It's going to go pretty close to the boundary. Stop just a meter or two inside. Tries to flick it in. And the batsmen go through for the second run. So Skellicky goes into double figures. He's got 10. It's 22 after 3 overs. The Beamerz winning the toss and batting here against the Razor Massive at 22 for no loss. George Kentish.
Okay. During the course of that over, we saw Skellicky playing 2 beautiful shots on the outside there. 3 in the course of that over. It seems as though he is now beginning to accelerate. So at the end of the third over, we find that Sonigum Beamerz 22 without loss.
So Ashan there's a change at the far end. Yes, there's a change. So just a single over, solitary over by Ashan, and it seems as though it's going to be the spinner. Who's that, Mr. Scorer? Right, yes, right. I think he's left armour. He'd be bowling from the far end. So Ashan just had 1 over from that far end to start with Wycliffe, who really started from this commentary box end. The score is 22. Skellicky has got 10. He's the non-striker. It's Giovanni Gums. He's got 8, the left-hander. And let's see, the bowler is right. So let's look at his field. We'll get it for you. The keeper standing up with his helmet on. And some assistance being provided to the bowler by the experienced Lanville Harrigan, just assisting Ashan with the field placing. They want to get it all right here. Razor Massive, hungry for a win. Haven't won any games so far. They'll be looking for victory. And I'm sure the Beamerz will have other ideas. They've been playing really well. So there's no slip. There's a short third man, a backward point, a cover. Short extra cover, mid-off, wideish and deep, long on the boundary, wide as well. Short mid-wicket, short fine leg, and there's a man on the deep mid-wicket boundary. That's the field for the left-arm spinner, bowling from the far end of the ground, bowling over the wicket. To Giovanni, who drives, it peels off the outside edge and comes down to short third man, but there's a fieldsman there. And a single for Giovanni. Gums, he goes to 9. And it's now 23 for no loss at the start of the 4th over. So just 1 delivery in over number 4 of 20. You see 1 or 2 spectators making their way into the ground at the western end, going into the pavilion there that's covered. And thankfully today we have a windbreaker, if you like. So the wind is not really coming into the box as aggressively as it did last weekend and the weekend before. And it's not as strong. It certainly has eased. The winds have subsided quite a bit. Right now, round the wicket to the right-handed Skellicky, who gets a good delivery, comes onto the front foot. They want a single, but quite rightly sent back by Giovanni. Skeleke just easing onto the front foot, pushing the ball quietly into the covers, explore the possibility of a run that was never there. And quite rightly sent back by Giovanni. Giovanni's got 9, he's the non-striker, leaning on his bat. Now we see the veteran, wily veteran, Lanville Harrigan, just insisting he wants to make 1 or 2, some minor changes, along with the bowler, that is right. But he goes back, right, seems to be okay with the field he has. No, he's asking the man at short fine leg to go just a little finer. In fact, he's going to bring him onto the offside. So he's threatening the offside field. It's the left-armer bowling around the wicket to the right-handed Skeleke. Yeah, he's putting him into short third man. So there's a backward point, short third man cover, short extra cover, long off, mid-on, shortish mid-wicket, short fine leg. Left armer, right, in now to Skeleke. This one is carried up and is driven powerfully. Ashawn is over there, but it's only to look at it going over his head. That one was tossed up by the spinner right. And Skeleke, who really can hit this leather, just jumping into it and lifting it high over long off. Ashawn Hodge was on the boundary. He kept going back, but only to retrieve 6 runs to Dylan Skeleke. He's moved now to 16, and the score with that massive 6, 29 for no loss, the Beamerz. So will we see some changes? Now we see the 2 umpires just consulting. Umpire Liddy, the standing umpire at that southern end of the ground, going across to have a word with Jack Webster, who's standing at, well, in fact, standing at point. He hasn't gone across to square leg for the right-hander. So they've had their little discussion, and now we see umpire Liddy briskly making his way back in the standing position. Right just been lofted high by Skeleke for 6 over long off. 29 as right goes in now and bows to Skeleke. Comes forward, he's bowled him! He's bowled him all over the shop. Coming forward to one that just seemed to have come back with the arm, that seemed to have just straightened. Skeleke playing for a little bit of turn, the right-hander playing for turn away from him, and that one just seemed to have straightened with the arm and came off, and he took the stump out. So Skeleke is out for 16. That's a big blow here for the Beamerz, and a very good one for the Razor Massive. It's 29 for 1 in the course of the 4th over George Kentish.
Yes, that's the wicket that Razor Massive was looking for, especially the wicket of Dylan Skeleke, as he has been the main contributor for the Stony Ground Beamerz, because when you look at his innings over the competition so far, Dylan Skeleke has been able to find the gaps in the field and score quite freely. And they are really, and he's really been timing the ball, and they've been really beautiful cricket shots.
So after this over, John Millington, or Carl, would it be Carl? Carl Rowan will be coming in to keep your company, George. So Carl will be coming in right after this, and we'll have a double change. I think Renford Kelsick will be coming in to replace George. So we'll have a double change at the end of this over. So a wicket here for the Razor Massive. A very important scalp, that of Dylan Skeleke, bowled, playing for one that all over the shop. One that came back with the arm. Skeleke playing for it to go away. And it came back in with the left arm, bowling left arm around the wicket. And just going into the stumps. Skeleke gone for 16. The score is 29 now for 1 in this, the 4th over of the innings. So the new man for us, we'll get his name in just a while. Who's the new man? Burton. Oh, yeah, that's another good player. I like to watch him as well. There's a couple of players here I've been looking at. Burton, short figure, another left-hander. Surveys the field. Let's see if there'll be any change. No slip, the keeper standing up. Short third man, backward point, short extra cover. There's a cover, mid-off. Short mid-wicket, short fine leg. And there's a man at the deep mid-wicket boundary. Plus there's a long off, long on. It's right bowling over the wicket now to the left-hander. Outside the line of the off stump. Played out to the man at point, and there is no run. That's Burton. Dean Burton at the end of a successful over. At the end of it, 4 overs completed. The Beamerz winning the toss and batting here against the Razor Massive. 29 for 1 wicket. The wicket of Skeleke gone for 16 off the bowling of Wright. Giovanni has 9. And with him, Dean Burton yet to score. As we say, good afternoon to Renford Kelsick.
Very pleasant good afternoon to our listeners wherever you are. Big match will be on our hands today. And we saw the Skeleke, the man who is was in real form. He was bowled there by the spinner. That one came right back at him. He was playing for the turn and it straightened the left arm. Straightened that one and he was bowled. But so far, the Beamerz, they're off to a good start. After 4 overs, there are some 29 runs for 1 wicket. Very good start there, Mr. Bryan.
It's going to be. It looks like Jacob Pauls will be brought into the attack for the Razor Massive as they've gotten the big breakthrough, the one that they would have wanted, the man Dylan Skellicky. He was in some fine form in the last game, scoring a brisk half-century. But they got him early. He only played, I believe, 1 big stroke for the 6 over long off. So he'll be here to he'll be disappointed to see himself back in the dugout.
Well, we haven't seen the captain as yet. Richardson, and Richardson is in good nick as well. But all in all, the Razor Massive, the new bowler here, his bowler, if you could get his name.
It's going to be Pauls, Jacob Pauls.
Jacob Pauls, all right, and he's a medium pacer bowling from the commentators' end.
So it's going to be Pauls. Coming this from the commentator's booth in his right arm. Medium pace over the wicket now into bowl to Gums. And this one is cut away powerfully through the offside, but as a man is on the super boundary, they'll get a single. That's going to bring the informed Dean Burton onto strike. He's when it's on fine form throughout the tournament, scoring, I believe, 2 half-centuries so far, and he's going to look to add to his tally here today. It's Pauls, who's wearing number 7 on his back. Bowls on the right arm, fast, but he's very accurate.
Very much so. That's one thing I observed. Very, very accurate.
It's Pauls now. The ball to Burton. Burton is looking to cut this one off stump, but a bit too wide. Only got the 2 end of the bat, so it's another dot ball. 9 for 1 the score. 29 for 1 are the Beamerz. So not a bad start for them, but they would have hoped that their most informed batsman was still there. It's Pauls into Burton. This one is fuller and bowl him! A slower ball there by Pauls, a bit fuller, and has gotten rid of the danger man, Dean Burton. This one there was pitched up, a bit of an off-cutter you have to say, turned away off the pitch and took up the off stump, and there goes Dean Burton.
Very good delivery indeed. A slow delivery as you mentioned, and Burton played all over it. He was trying for that big hit and missed it, and he was completely bowled. So there you made a massive getting 2 quick wickets there. The danger man in Skellicky and now the other danger man in Burton.
Well, they have been the 2 most informed batsmen for the Beamerz throughout this tournament, and yeah, you have to wonder why a change was made in the order, because I don't think we've seen the captain Lionel Richardson as yet.
That's what I saw. I mentioned that. No doubt he's giving the other batsmen a chance, because some of the guys didn't get to bat in some of the games. So I guess they're pushing some of these batsmen up to see if they can get some runs. Because you would know, Brian, that if the Beamerz make 5, they're going to defend that 5.
They have such a potent spin attack. They can defend almost anything. The likes of Baba, Joe Gums. Then they also have Yannick Leonard, he's been so good throughout the tournament. Players like Shaka Hodge and aforementioned Dylan Skellicky. They have so many good spinners in that attack.
That's right. So we see the Pauls, with his, as we would say in the olden days, with his tail up now. And he's going to go to the new batsman who is...
I'm not certain. That's going to be Yannick Leonard. So he's coming at number 4. I believe he's batted once in the tournament, but I haven't seen much of him other than that one game. I believe the first game against the Super Sixers. But it will be Pauls. Jacob Pauls wearing number 7 on his back, and he's, again, as you said, he's a very accurate bowler, and he purposely bowled that one fuller. Here's Pauls now into Leonard. So on a short outside the off and cut to point where Sean Hodge, the captain, is there for no run. So that's Jacob Pauls in number 7. He's what I like to call Mr. Consistent.
Yes, he's a very consistent bowler, and he pitches the ball. He's not afraid to pitch the ball up. and he changes his line as well sometimes.
It's Pauls. Passes umpire Webster now into ball to Leonard. This one is a bit straighter and driven straight to extra cover for no run. Well, I've played with Jacob Pauls for a number of years on the age cricket levels, both at under 17 and under 19, and he's a very dependable character. You can always count on him to. He know exactly what you get with Jacob Pauls, and he always delivers. Here comes Pauls, pass umpire Webster into ball to Leonard. This one is driven powerfully down the ground, but stopped by right shy at the stumps. Not too far away there from the non-strikers and stumps. It was a good shot there by Rolando Wright, and not too far away from the stumps, and Leonard may have been in trouble. But
Yes, he would have been in trouble there, Brian, because the ball went quickly, and I think Leonard was way out of his crease at that point. But the throw was wide, so he was lucky.
So at the end of 5, it is 30 for 2 after being very comfortable at 22 without loss after 3 overs.
See, after 3, and you know, it's so strange, right? That is the game of cricket. And what's the score?
31 for 2.
31. Yes, in the game of cricket, as we said, game of those uncertainties, and sometimes you're going merrily along, and then all of a sudden you lose some quick wickets, and that's what happened here today.
So it's two relatively new batsmen at the wicket, because Giovanni Gomes he's not had an opportunity to bat that much. He opened the batting in the first game with Kelly coming down at 3. Then I don't think he batted he batted in the middle order for one of the other games, and he's not batted in, I believe, 2 games. So it's slow going for Giovanni Gomes, trying to get his eye back in, having not batted for a relatively long time, given the fast nature of which the games come around in this tournament.
That's right.
It will be right coming into ball now to Gomes, I believe, as Leonard is turning to the leg side, and they'll get the single. So that's 1 run to the total of Leonard, and the score is 32.
And one of the things there, Brian, is that we have 2 left-handers at the wicket.
I believe Rolando Wright will be savoring that right now. This one is hit high, not too far. Aris is under this. Aris takes a good catch, and there goes Giovanni Gomes. It was popped straight in there. We said he was looking rather tentative, and that's a shot that you play when you are not in any sort of confidence and in any sort of form. Just a heave, relative heave up into the air, and a simple catch for Aris Smith.
Well, at least Aris had to come forward, and he settled under it, and he took a simple catch, very simple catch. And cricket is such a game there, Brian. We just mentioned that he hasn't been batting for a while, and that was just a heave. Did not move his legs at all, because had he moved the legs, the ball would have gone. But he just stood up there and took a heave, and that's the end of him.
Well, comes Lindell Richardson now, the captain of the Beamerz, and I don't think he would have wanted to bat at all today.
It doesn't seem so, because normally he opens the batting.
I don't think he wanted to bat, but it's been a collapse of epic proportions from 22 without loss after 3 to now being 32 for the loss of 3 wickets. That's 3 wickets have fallen 10 runs.
10 runs, but it's a very interesting. We're going to have a very interesting game here today.
But there is a message they've come in with their tails rather high, and I do believe that they have a new coach standing in today. The absence of the man Bourne, the former coach Bourne, he is no longer a part of the Razor Massives. We're looking to get the coach's name now, but I believe that it's going to be Reginald Carter who's standing in as coach today.
Okay.
So he has the boys with their tails up. It's right, and this one is pulled down by Leonard into the onside towards the mid-wicket boundary, and he can't do enough. Does the man there at the long on boundary? He came across, but when he got there, he wasn't able to pull it back, and that's 4 runs to the total of Yannick Leonard.
Yes, and that was a shot, and he very pulled it, and he gave it the treatment that it deserved. And that fielder tried his best, but unfortunately couldn't get around there, because it's a wide gap between mid-wicket and long on. Wide gap. And to me, Brian, that ball was closer to the sweeper here on the square leg boundary. The man from mid-on did all the running, but to no avail.
Well, then is a very powerful man, and he just muscled that one away. And it traveled relatively quickly. And now we're going to see a change on the boundary. The captain, Ashan, is going down there. So you should always put your best feelers in the danger areas. And now Ashan is doing that. That is a very strong leg side player. I believe that's Wiglef Gums coming into the covers. Well, it's going to be right. Now to both Leonard. This one is slogged into the leg side. There's a man on the leg side boundary. He won't prevent the second run, in fact, because it looked like he had it in his hands, but dropped it at the last second.
But what I like to see about this game here is that the guys are challenging the fieldsmen. Because that was long, the ball was way down on the mid-wicket boundary. He had to come in. Although he fumbled, the 2 runs was always on.
But what I would like to see is, because Wright is throwing the ball back into the left-hander, I want another man on the leg side. There's no need to have a 5 ring on the offside with only 4 on the leg side.
And he's the leg spinner, so this will be the off spinner to the left-hand batsman.
So you would want another man to play, for the batsman to play with the turn. Right. It's very easy to play when the ball is coming back into you onto a very vacant leg side area. But it's going to be right to continue. From the city and now into ball to Yannick Leonard. Leonard is pulling this one down towards deep backward square leg, and that will race into the boundary. He's a very strong man, is Leonard, and when he pulls it with timing, that's going to race into the boundary, and that's 4 runs.
Very good shot indeed. And the man there from square leg tried all his best, but to no avail. That one really raced into the boundary.
He didn't have much of a chance there. It was a rocket off the bat. Leonard, he's so strong. And when he times it, it's really going to fly. And just like that, it's 42 now. It was 31 after 5, now it's 42. As it's right. It's about Leonard. Leonard is slugging this one. Give up the chase, you won't get there. That's just going to be 4 runs. Wright was a bit too full on that occasion, and Leonard just had to get down and slug it. A relative slug sweep, very easy for him. And just... it raced into the boundary again.
That one was like a rocket also. That one raced to the fence. Good batting here by Leonard. He's taking up the challenge. And the bowler should realize that he's a left-hander and he's a left-hand bowler. So it's the off-spin to him. So he's going to go away from him and he's going to have all the time to swing it away.
You always want a deep mid-wicket down there. I have to question as to the captaincy of Sean Hodge on this occasion. Not saying he shouldn't be the captain or anything, but that decision there, I'm totally not in agreement with it, because if you have a man swing the ball back into you, you're obviously going to play it over mid-wicket or over square leg. So you have to have a deep mid-wicket.
That's right.
But it will be Paul to continue. He had a very successful over on the last one, picking up a wicket, and he's going to have to continue his fine bowling form to the new batsman, the captain, Lindell Richardson.
You notice here that the field is widespread for Lindell. Widespread field for Lindell. And the score is now 46 for 3. And we're into over number...
This is the 7th.
7, over number 7. So there you have the Beamerz picking up some good runs there off the bat of Yannick Leonard.
It will be Paul's. Breaks into his run, passes the umpire now into both the Lindell Richardson. This one is full and driven down towards the long off region. Benjamin will come around and they will pick up 2 runs easily. Good running there by Leonard and Richardson. Richardson is not known for his running, but good running there.
Very good running. Because from the time the ball was coming, they signaled to each other 2 runs and got it safely.
Paul's now into Lindell Richardson. Richardson is back and cutting to the offside towards the backward point fielder to pick up a single.
And the idea here right now, Brian, is for them to push the score as much as they can. That is what the Beamers are going to do from here on. Still have a lot of overs to go, but this is only over number 7, and the score is what, 49? 49. 49 runs per over. That's very good going here.
They're just going to have to contain some of the wickets, but they're batting of Shakahaj, Ashley White, also Chapeau, Baba. They're still in the... Runs past umpire Webster into ball to Richardson, driven down to the long on fielder. They will pick up 1 run. There have been an opportunity for 2, but Richardson settled for 1, and it's 51 the score, I believe, scorer. 51 for the loss of 3 wickets.
Yes, 50 in the over number 7. Really good going here by the Beamerz. Little setback, but now they're settling themselves. New batsmen there, settling themselves, especially Yannick. And Yannick is hitting the ball really clean.
For a single.
And one of the things that about one-day cricket is that if you get 6 runs, a single each, that's 6 runs. It was a wonderful catch, a great catch by Pauls. Ball and caught.
What a catch by Jacob Pauls. The way he just stuck up his hand and said, "Ball, you're not leaving. I'm holding on to you." And he did just that.
Very good catch indeed. Excellent catch. He struck it hard, and we know that Linda can hit that ball hard. Coming forward and slapped it, trying to get it over the bowler's head, and it did go, but the ball...
Good the Beamerz batting lineup is, but with Ashley White out there now, he would have been the man you wanted to come in late on the innings.
So that he can swing the bat, but he has to go earlier than usual. But it's not bad. It's not a bad score. The score is what, 51?
52.
52, and this is only over number 7. But that was really a brilliant catch. Ball and card there by Pauls. Very, very good catch indeed. Sticking the hand in the air, and the ball said, "Look, I'm going to stay right there."
Oh, let's look. That's going to be Mark Gokaran, I believe. I think that's going to be Mark coming into the bowling attack now. So yes, Mark, he's been a good bowler for them. He's not had the best of times with the bat for the tournament, but he's been fairly consistent with the ball, being the antithesis, you have to say, to Orlando Wright, seeing like he's a right-arm off-spinner. So he turns the ball the opposite way to Orlando Wright.
And then we have Yannick Leonard, who's a left-hander.
So
it will be interesting to see what happens. Very interesting field placing here. Very interesting field placing.
Again, it's an off. Well, I don't see a long on. Looks like Ashan may be moving into that position, but there's no one back straight.
Well, we see some adjustments being made. A man is going to long off on the long off boundary now. And it seems as though Ashan is going to go to the long on boundary.
But that won't leave enough men in the circle. Is a slip, a backward square leg, and a short extra cover. And now it's going to be a backward point and a cover. So there's going to be 5 men in the ring now. So a long off, a long on, a deep mid wicket / square leg, and a deep backward square. It's Mark Gokaran. Pass umpire lady now into ball to left-handed Yannick Leonard. Leonard is back and looking to cut, only to point. They get no run. So 52 for 4 is the score now, and it's a very unevenly balanced game, you have to say, because if another wicket was to fall, it might go towards the Razor Massives. Mark into Leonard, driven down the ground, and it gets past Gokaran. They will run 1 looking for 2, but they ran the first one not very aggressively.
That is one of the things that I observe, that they're not running aggressively at all. Like yesterday with going point, I mean, they could have turned 1s into 2s, but they just didn't worry about that.
And they only scored some 86. It should have been over 100, the amount of 1s that should have been 2s. It's going to be Mark Gokaran bowling some right-arm off-spin, coming over the wicket to the right-handed Ashley White, facing his first delivery. So it's a very similar field. 5 men in the ring. And one extra man on the leg side, but it's still only 4. So with the slip in place, they can only afford 4 on either side. It's Gokaran. Pass umpire leading now into the ball to Ashley White. White is backhand. Cuts this one just off the stump. Almost snuck through there. But White got the bat down just in time. So that was a bit of a quicker ball there by Mark Gokaran. So it's Gokaran. Now into ball to White. And White is... This one is off the edge and just past line for Harrigan in the slip region. White was looking to turn it down the offside, but this one came off the edge and Harrigan just couldn't get across enough. It was a bit wider for me, I have to say, and with him being in a natural four-slip area, he just couldn't get there.
Good delivery indeed. Just wide of Landville, the diving Landville Harrigan, but couldn't get across at all. I think some 3 runs.
So I believe the score is 55 now. 56. 56 to score. And it's Leonard now. Into ball to... It's Leonard facing up to Mark Gokaran. This one is wrapped on the pads! Appeal goes up and Liddy is unmoved.
That one would have beaten legs. We could see from our viewpoint here, that one pitch.
If you're bowling right arm off spin over the wicket to a left hander, in order to attack the pads, you have to pitch the ball outside leg stump.
Right. So that was pitch outside the leg stump. There was no maybe about that.
It's going to be Bukaran now into Leonard. This one outside off stomach, cut through, well, towards point, but well stuck by the point fielder, so no run. So at the end of over number 8, the Beamerz are 56 for 4, and the next race you will hear is that of Millington.
Good evening to one and all, and it's truly a pleasure being in your company again. For all those who are taking our coverage live, be it in right here in your home or in cyberspace, we welcome you on board, and it's a pleasure being in your company. We are glad to have you. It's the ANGUILLA Premier League, the first of its kind, taking place right here at the James Ronald Webster Park. It's Beamerz taking on Raise a massive game, evenly in the balance right now. As we say welcome for the first time to Sir Ralph Hodge in the comment scene. We will hear from him in just a while. It's going to be Jacob Pauls to continue to Ashley White. Ashley White, he is on 3. Here is Jacobs. The ball to White. White to the deliveries. Get one outside the arm that is staring there to the man. There's a square shot backward point. More in a gully region. Can't stop the single, and the total moves on by 1 to 57. As we say good evening to you, Ralph. Well, I'll give you some insight in just a while. It is Jacob Pauls. As the field changes over to accommodate the left-handed Yannick Lennon. He started well. Here is Jacob to bowl to Yannick. Foul, this one is in the air. He's not going to get there. They've gone for one. They will come back for a second. It's in the gap. It's going close to the fence. It's not going to get there. The return going and it goes, crosses over for 2. Total moves on to 59. 59 for 3. 59 for 3. For 4. 59 for 4 it is. And over number 9. It's going to be Pauls to bowl to Leonard. Leonard is walking down the track and hitting this one down on the bounce to Longan, who is screaming off the boundary. And sending the return back to the bowler. Total moves on to 60. And the Beamerz, they're just experimenting in these few games that they have left for the preliminaries, ensuring that 1, all the batsmen get a knock, and then 2, that they find a balance. Here is Jacob Pauls. Ball to the right hand, Ashley White, who is hitting this one down to long off. They're going to get one. The bowler, the fielder, he fumbles and allows for the second runs. He allowed for the second run, fumbling there, and Yannick Leonard was eager in coming back, and good running there by the Beamerz batsman. Drake Pearls moves away from us here at the commentator's booth and to bowl to Ashley White. Bowl to White. White is coming forward stylishly and just playing it down to long on. They've gone for one. We'll come back for a second. No. That should have been a second run because the ball just went just a few meters outside the 30-yard circle and the man from the long on boundary had to come in and that should have been 2 runs. Back down the track at the James Ronald Webster Park. Bowls to White. White is steering this one to the right of backward point. They've gone through for the single. Will get it too very easily. And the over come to an end. That's the end of 10 overs. The umpire has a signal for the water cart. That's the break, Ralph. And at the end it is 66. 66 for Beamerz game evenly poised. Well, indeed, and that came from even the game last week that they lost. You know, there wasn't much bickering, you know, the division that you saw clearly prior to last week, it was eminent in the team, and they came out last week and they showed their worth, and you always believe that one of these big teams would be surprised by the Razor Massive, because the Razor Massive with the likes of Ashan Hodge and Lanville Harrigan, you know, they have some good hitting in the middle order there, and you saw last week when they were chasing 70 odd runs, they were 100 and odd without a loss, ended up losing by 29 nonetheless. Yes. Well, you see, Haji, if we notice, even in the international game in T20, you know, batting is centered around 2 or 3 players that, you know, really have to dig in and take it to the end. You know, if you get a team, an entire team that is playing well, it is a plus for you. But if you notice that even for the Australians and the Indians and the big teams, when a few players, you just need, if you look at Finch coming back into form against New Zealand, we saw that his presence and came his imposing, he imposed his authority at the top of the order, and it put New Zealand on the back foot immediately. And so all Razor Massive need to do is to step up to the plate. 2 or 3 players around Ashan Hodge, and indeed they will be a unit really to reckon with. Yes, it's going to be Jacob Pearls with number 7 on his back. He's going to be bowling to the right-handed Ashley White. Long on, long off. Deep mid-wicket. Man on the third man boundary and deep extra cover. And those are the feelers out. And in the circle we have man at a short fine leg. Man square backward point. Extra cover. And a man there at short mid-wicket. Pearls, the bowl to Ashley White. Moves away from us here. Bowl to White. White is looking to steer this one down to third man. Doesn't make contact. Ball going through. A wide-ish delivery. And if you're going to go at those, you don't want to steer them. You want to flash at them hard. So if it comes off, it's going to fly. 66 for 4. Pulse. Bowl to White. White is coming forward and just steers in the offside in the extra cover region. Goes through for a single. Total moves on to 67 and White moves on to 9. White is on 9. With him is Leonard. It's on 10. Now White is on 10. Leonard is on 22. The left-handed batsman. He's on strike and the score is 67. 67 for 4 in over number 11. Over number 11, White. The non-striker. Have to look more business-like. He's just relaxing on his bat. Have to look more business-like. And here is Yannick driving down to long off. They're going to look for 2 here. They have gone for 1. Will come back for a second, and they will get it 2 with ease. And the bowler, the fielder misfields. The ball is running close to the fence. It's not going to get there, and they come back for 3. That is what pressure does. And on that occasion, Bob there was put under pressure, and it paid off for the Beamerz. So, Yannick moves to 25, total moves on to 70. 70 for 4 in the course of over number 11. Beamerz winning the toss and choosing to bat. Coming up against the Razor Massive in this Anguilla Premier League. The very first here is White to this delivery. Is hitting this one to the man at the sweeper boundary. It's Gums who sends a return to the keeper. Sends a good return to White. Moves on by 1 to 11 and the total moves on to 71. 71 for 4 in the course of over number 11. Ashley White, the non-striker, very powerfully built. Medium pacer. Hits the ball very long. Yannick Leonard done all around there. Here is Pulse to bowl to Yannick. It's in the air. It's going through the gap. They've gone for 1. Will there be a second? No, Mark fields cleanly and sends the return. And Leonard gets 1. He moves on to 26. And the total on to 72. 72 it is. In the course of over number 11. 72 for 4. The Beamerz looking for something around 135. Defendable total. A very good, posts a very pleasant bowling lineup. Pearls to White. White is coming forward and pushing down the offside. Can't score. The over coming to an end. And at the end of over number 11, the Beamerz winning the toss and choosing to bat against the Razor Massive. They are 72 for 4. Indeed, and they have the class, they have the batting lineup so to do. If these two will take it to 20, I guarantee you, Haji, they will get close to 150. Because Yannick Leonard, he can hit the ball fiercely, and we have seen what Ashley White indeed can do. It's 72 for 4. It's going to be Gukaran again to bowl to left-handed Yannick Leonard in over number 12. Just about to commence over number 12. Gukaran from the city end to bowl to the left-handed Yannick Leonard. We've seen how fiercely he can struck the ball already for the day. Here is Leonard to this delivery. Looking to scoop nicely. They've gone for one. We'll come back for a second. Runs here. They have gone for a second. They will look for a third. Will they come back for it? They're coming through for it and they will get it too. Very good run in there by Yannick Leonard. Realizing that there was nobody at the short fine leg area. And he, combined with his power, we have seen him in the past playing these duck shots and this ding shot playing the reverse sweep likewise. The Dale scoop as well. He is very versed in doing so. 3 runs to the total, 275 and Yannick Leonard to 29. Here is Gukaran to bowl to White. White is coming back and staring it to backward point, can't score. Looking for an invisible single there, an impossible single. He might have just reached about halfway down the track. Had to scamper back into his crease. No run resulting. Score remains on 75. 75 for 4. Gukaran again to bowl to Ashley White. Passes umpire. Bowl to White. White is coming across and looking to steer that one pass backward point. Doesn't make contact. Ball going through to be taken by the wicket keeper. Here is Gukaran to bowl to White. Bowl to White. White is, misstumped. A wide call by the umpire, but White was down the track. He was down the leg side and misstumped there by the wicket keeper. It was very a difficult opportunity there, though. Here is Gukaran again. Score moves on to 76. To bowl to White. Bowl to White. White is looking to play that scooper as well. Doesn't come off. The ball struck him outside the line of the off stump. Unfortunate for him, he got his body behind him and prevented any further run. Here is Gukaran to bowl to Ashley. Ashley's turned this one to the onside. The man from backward square comes around to move forward the square region where he feels. Can't stop the single. The White moves on by 1 to 12 and the total to 77. 77 for 4 in over number 12. Yes, indeed. Well, at the end of this over, the next voice you will hear in the hot seat will be that of Keith Stonegraves. It is going to be Mark Gukaran to bowl to the left-handed batsman Yannick Leonard. Moves away from the city end. Passes umpire lady. Bowl to Yannick. Down the leg side, looking for the sweep shot. Did he make anything on that one? It's running close to the fence. They've gone for one. We'll come back for a second. The ball will win the race. It does. The ball winning the race. It goes into the boundary. That goes away for 4. It goes away for 4, but it goes away for 4 wide. So that's 5 runs added to the total. 5 runs added to the total. And the total moves on to 82. 82 for 4. 82 for 4 in the course of over number 12. 82 for 4. A bit of ill discipline. That's a quicker one there by Mark Gukaran. Beating the wicket keeper and beating the man there at a short third man who ran with all his might, chasing that one down to the fine leg boundary, and it went into the boundary for 4. 4 wides, 5 runs added to the total. Here is Gukaran to bowl to Yannick. Yannick is coming across, sweeping well. They've gone for 1. The man of the backward square boundary comes in field. Sends the return. Total moves on by 1 to 83. And that's the end of over number 12. At the end of over number 12, Yannick Leonard, he is on 30. Yannick Leonard Ashley White, his partner, is on 12. And at the end of over number 12, it is 83 as I hand you over to Ralph, leave you in the capable hand of Keystone Graves.
Thank you, Ralph. 83 for 4 at the start of the 13th over. It will be bowled by Oris Smith from this the commentary box end. Number 5 on his jersey. The field for Oris Smith. I'll give you in just a moment. He'll be bowling to Yannick Leonard, who's got 30. Non-striker Ashley White, 12. So we're into a very interesting period of the game here. Some 7 overs left in the contest for the Beamerz, winning the toss and batting here. Skellicki out for 16. Giovanni for 10. Burton didn't score. Lindell didn't get too many as well. So 4 wickets down, 83 for 4, as Oris Smith is preparing to bowl the 13th over from this commentary box end. He'll be bowling medium pace, right-handed bowler. He'll be bowling to the left-handed batsman in Yannick Leonard. There's no slip, there's a third man, a point. There's an extra cover, there's a sweep on the deep cover boundary. Short, fine leg, deep mid-wicket, a deep square leg, and a wide long off. Oris Smith goes away from us, right arm, over the wicket, goes in, bows this one outside the line of the leg, some sound down to backward of square. There's a man posted there just for that stroke, and they wanted 2. They really should have gotten 2, Ralph. A good throw coming in though, but they really should have gone for the additional run. 84 now for 4. Good throw coming in from the man in the deep. So Yannick goes to 31. Very nice conditions. The 2 batsmen going for a little mid-pitch shot. 84 for 4 in this, the 13th over. Remember, it's a 20 over per team contest in the Anguilla Premier League. Good addition to the cricket landscape here, and we're hoping that we'll be having many more such tournaments. Oris Smith runs away from us. He's up to the wicket now and bows outside the line of the off stump short. It's slapped into the covers. A long run for the man there. He comes off the boot and goes across the line, and that's 4 runs to Ashley White. Takes White to 16, and it's 84. 88 now. 88 for 4, Ralph. Short delivery. Got the treatment, and the fieldsman in the deep cover made a mess of it, trying to get a boot onto it. Not a good footballer, just went behind him into the boundary. So some runs leaking here now. Oris Smith, let's see what he does with this one. His third delivery, goes up, right arm over the wicket, in, bows to Ashley White, who hits this one high, straight back over the bowler's head. It lands for 6. That's a massive blow, carried up to the right-handed Ashley White. And he made no mistake that time. Score's gone now to 94 quickly, Ralph. 94 for 4. Oris really coming in for hammering here in his first over. So a very important partnership, and we were discussing in the box before we came on air that this partnership is very crucial. We've got Shaka Hodge to come, Joe Gums, but this partnership between White and Leonard is a very, very important partnership after losing Skellicki, Giovanni Gums, Dion Burton, and Lindell Richardson. So it's 94 for 4. Oris Smith Goes away from us. He's up there now. Carries this one up and is driven powerfully back past the bowler to his left. Out to long off. Very powerfully struck there by Ashley White, who's gone now to 23. And the score on by 1 to 95 for 4 in this the course of the 13th over. Yannick Leonard, who's got 31 and has batted well, played a number of delightful stroke, comes into strike. So it's good cricket here. Good fight back by the Beamerz. At the end of the 10th over, they were 66 for 4. And we're in the course of the 13th. They have now rushed on to 95 for 4. Smith it is, running away from us. He's up there now and bows this one on the line of the stump. It's slashed into the offside field, powerfully driven, wide long off. They should get 2 quite comfortably. And they do so. The throw comes into the bowler, who knocks it down. 2 more runs to Yannick Leonard. He goes to 33. And it's 97 now, 97 for 4. Yannick, 33 on strike, taps away. Looks up and sees Oris Smith making his way in towards him. He's up to the wicket now. He bowls. This one is short and is hit uppishly but safely. Out to long off. They will attempt a second. They're going for it and coming back quickly. Ashley White gets his bat down and he's home. 2 more runs. 99 for 4. So some 16 runs coming up in that last over. First bowl by Oris Smith, bowling medium fast from this commentary box end. So 13 overs completed, 99 for 4. 7 overs left for batting for the Beamerz, and they'll be looking, Ralph, no doubt, to get in the region of possibly 150, 160 would be par for the course, I would imagine, or perhaps even more, with Shaka and the Joe Gums, very experienced players still to come. $99 for 4. Yannick Leonard has 35, 23 to Ashley White. He'll be facing to Mark Gukharang. He is bowling, and he's bowled pretty well, Mark Gukharang, from the southern end of the ground. And quite, we're about to start the 14th over. Nice breeze blowing across the ground as we've had throughout this cricket competition. Ashley White looks around and sees the man is sent back to that deep mid-wicket. That's the captain, Ashon Hodge, going right back on the rope. So there's deep square leg, deep mid-wicket. Short and backward fine leg. Short third man, backward point as Gukharang goes in short outside the off stump. Ashley White goes back looking to force it through the open space in the offside field. Misses the ball, not taken cleanly, but stopped effectively by the keeper. Prevents a run. Prevents any addition to the total. It's kept on 99. Start of the 14th over. Bowled by the spinner, the off-spinner Mark Gukharang from the far end of the ground. Ashley White, broad of shoulders, not quite ready. The keeper comes up to the stump, wearing the number 6 on his jersey, with his helmet, standing up to the spinner. He goes down, and so does Ashley White. As Gukharang comes in, bows to White short. He goes back again. He looking to hammer it wide, signaled by the umpire. So that brings up the 100. So the 100 comes up by way of a wide for the Beamerz. So they're 100 for 4 in this, the 14th over of the innings. 35 to Yannick, the non-striker, and 23 to Ashley White, who's on strike. It's Gukharang, the bowler, the right arm off-break bowler, bowling from the far, and he just comes in and tosses this one up. It's steered down to short third man, and an easy single taken by Ashley White takes him to 24, and it's now 101 for 4. That certainly, I'm sure that would be the thinking, Ralph. I think you've got it there. You've got the nail, hit the nail right on its head. The field changes slightly as the bowler changes his line of attack. He'll be going now over the wicket to the left-handed Yannick Leonard, 35 years. Gokurang bowling around the wicket now to the left-hander who turns this one down to a short backward square. The man rushes off the deep square leg boundary, gets in quickly and gets the throw into the keeper. One more run to Yannick Leonard. He goes to 36 and it's 102 for 4. Still in the course of the 14th over. So Ashley White, who's got 24, comes back into strike. Certainly the Massive would want to keep it tight here, but the Beamers will be looking for some quick runs here now. They certainly need to push it on. This one is outside the line of the leg stump. Turn around down to short fine leg. Man hustles quickly across to his right. And another single for Ashley White. He goes to 25 and it's 103 for 4. And Yannick Leonard, who's got 36 and has batted too well. These two really putting in a very good performance here for the Beamers. Beamers winning the toss and deciding to bat. This one is carried up to Leonard, pushes it into the offside field, into the covers, extra cover, and goes through very quickly for a single. Leonard, he goes to 37. It's 104 for 4. 104 for 4. Gokurang into White, who pushes this one into the offside field. Can't get around this time. Into the covers. The end of over number 14. We've seen 14 overs completed. 104 for 4. Yannick Leonard has 36. And Ashley White, his partner, has 25. Well, I think Oris has gotten a solitary over. I think Ashan could be taking the ball. The captain, yes, he is. So Oris, who got a real rough treatment in his solitary over, the only over he's bowled, has been taken out of the attack immediately by the captain. Ashan, who started the bowling with Vignev Gums early on when the innings started, bowled just one over from the southern end of the ground. It's 104 for 4. As we are about to see the start of over number 15. Yannick Leonard has 36. Ashley White has 25. And they'll be looking now to start really opening up with the likes of Shaka Hodge and Joe Gums still in the pavilion, still to come. So the Beamers will be looking to push things on now. Ashan Hodge, field well spread. Just the keeper standing up as Ashan comes now from the commentary box and right arm medium fast outside the line of the off stump. An appeal for catch at the wicket. He's gone. Yannick Leonard is gone. A brilliant catch by the keeper, diving away to his left. For a moment I thought he had dropped it. Well, in the end he pushed the left glove up in the air. The umpire, Jack Webster, answered in the affirmative. So Yannick Leonard goes for 35 well-played runs. Another wicket goes down for the Beamers. 104 for 5, Ralph Hodge. Brilliant catch, diving away to his right, to his left. For a moment I thought he had floated, but then I saw the glove coming up and the ball was clearly in the gloves. And the umpire, Jack Webster, raised his index finger, indicating to Yannick Leonard that he had to go. Out for 36, caught behind off the bowling of Ashan Hodge. It's 104 now for 5 as Shaka Hodge goes out to partner Ashley White. And we should see something here. Shaka, no-nonsense all-rounder, someone who pulverized the bowling on any attack, whether it's pace or spin, equally at home against both spin and pace. And he certainly would like the medium-fast bowling here, Shaka Hodge. Cover point area very easily. and gets himself off the mark immediately. So it's now 105 for the loss of 5 in this. The Shaka Hodge settles into his stance, looks up at this young bowler from Island Harbour, goes in now and bows to Shaka. Shaka lifts this one over deep mid wicket. There's a man post. He scored. He's out. He's gotten him. He was carried up on the line of the leg stump, and Shaka was trying to whip that high over the deep mid wicket, deep backwards area. Succeeded only in getting it to Jacob Pauls, who held on to it gleefully. So Shaka goes for 5, and another wicket goes down for the Beamerz against the massive here. 114 for 6, and we have a game on our hands here today. What a game, what a glorious game of uncertainties, the game called cricket. Ralph Hodge.
Certainly that's the way cricket goes. You sprint from one end to the other, and I think Ashwani was quite sensible on that occasion. He pitched it into his legs as he was looking to stroke it somewhere over the middle area. Did not get it in the middle of the bat, and straight to Jacob Pauls at the wicket. It went, and that's the end of Shaka Hodge. Now Joe Gums will join Ashley White, and the attack certainly will continue, because I believe the Beamerz will be looking for the region of 135, 150, and 6 wickets down, 4 more to go, and a lot of it now will depend on Ashley White.
Yes, Ashley White. He's got 30, I beg your pardon, Ashley White has 30. And Shaka going there for 5. 114 it is for 6. Joe Gums is the new batsman. We've seen the completion of over number 15. So we're about to see the start of the 16th over. Over number 16. So we're trying to get some audio coming through here. Okay, fine. I'll just bring them in a little closer. So we hope you're hearing us loudly and clearly, and we've got quite a bit of streaming taking place here, and we hope that you're seeing the video and hearing the audio quite well. Radio Anguilla, Class FM, 2 local broadcast stations, and we've got 3 streaming entities. Lloyd Gums Live, we've got Clean Stream, and another streaming group here with us today. YouTube, okay. The part of Razor Massive. What a wicket to get at this stage, George Kentish.
Yes, indeed. And things are now looking very positive, very competitive to score for Razor Massive. And we can see a difference in how Razor Massive they have raised the quality of their game so far. We've seen Landville come in, Floyd Otto come in the game. And they're looking at a far more competitive team in this match.
What a game of cricket. This is why it fluctuates, it goes up and down, and this is why this game is often described as a game of glorious uncertainties.
And we were discussing earlier the strategy of the Beamerz.
And we thought
around the batsmen.
Want to thank, George, we want to thank all the folks who are sending in all your comments about the quality of the broadcast and the commentary, and we certainly appreciate that. Keep them coming. We certainly appreciate that. It's really good. Good to see that the world is in touch with what's happening here in Anguilla. The new man is Wasim Mintos, the left-arm spinner who bowled so well last weekend in the game Beamerz versus the Pointers. So it's 114, 114 for 7. Joe Gums out. A disastrous run out there for Joe. Joe turned the ball into the onside, was looking for a very quick single, but Ashley White remained unmoved in his ground. Joe Gums went past the halfway mark, could not get back in time. The bails were taken off by the keeper quickly, and he was well short of his ground. So it's Wright, left arm spinner, as he comes in over number 16. Here he is now into Wasim Mintos. So Mintos goes back and sees this one down to short third man. They hustle through for the run. Throw comes into the keeper. The bails are taken off, but White makes it home. 115 for 7. 115 for 7, the Beamerz. In a spot of bother, losing Shaka Hodge and Joe Gums, 2 stalwarts, former national players. And two key members of the Beamerz team, Ashley White, who's on 31, is there with Mintos, who's just gotten off the mark. 115 it is. 11547, the Beamerz. And we are still in over number 16. It's been bowled by Wright from the southern end of the ground. So a short third man, there's a man at backward point, short cover, extra cover, sweep on the deep cover boundary. Short, fine leg. Long on, long off. Ashley is 30. So this one is carried up to Ashley. White plays it into the covers. And an easy single. He goes now to 31. It's 116. 116 for 7. Thank you, John, for just pointing that out to me. Ashley is now 31. And Mintos, who bowls left, bats right, is on 1. Right is the bowler. Comes around the wicket to the right and it goes back and hits this one through the covers. This would go into the boundary. That's 4 good-looking runs. That was a beautiful shot. He was back in a flash to a short delivery and he just punched it to the left of Lanville Harrigan at short extra cover. There's a sweep on the deep cover boundary. And just to tell you and inform you how quickly that ball traveled, Jacob Pauls was a very good fieldsman, did not have a chance moving to his right. So Mintos goes to 5 and it's 120. 120 for 7. That was a delightful stroke, George.
Delightful stroke. Mintos was quickly onto his back foot and playing it and to the cover boundary for 4.
Right it is now. Comes in Bowser Mintos. Mintos gets one outside the line of the off-stump, doesn't play stroke, not taken cleanly. Behind by the keeper, stops it effectively. What a game we have here today. 120 for 7. Beamerz winning the toss and batting against the Razor Massive, looking for their first win, the Razor Massive, in this competition. They came close in at least one game against the Farrington. Did not make it. This one is short. He goes back and punches this one. Backward of square on the offside. This will run into the boundary. I think it goes across the line. That's 4 good-looking runs. And this man can bat. He certainly looks the part. 4 more runs to Mintos. He goes to 9. It's 124 for 7, the Beamerz.
Certainly, Keystone Mintos is certainly looking the part in the so at the end of the 16th over, Beamerz are 124 for 7, and you'll notice that at the end of the trying to get a single is brilliantly run out. So the Razor Massive, they're looking a much more lively team during this match. Okay?
Indeed. Razor Massive, not the team we saw in the first couple of weekends at all. They're looking with their tails up. Being led by their skipper Ashan Hodge. So far, about 60% of the Razor Massive runs. It's going to be the opening pace bowler of Wycliffe Gums, who will be taking up the attack from the commentator's booth end. Over number 17. It's about to be bowler. There is a long on, long off. Man on the mid-wicket boundary, fine leg in the circle, short mid-wicket. Third man, extra cover. And the man there at backward point, there's a deep extra cover. The man from extra cover, Sean Hodges, has called the man on the third man boundary on the circle. So he's going to go on the circle, and Ashan Hodge is going to go out at cow corner. He's not going to go in a regulation mid-wicket area. He's going to go more off a cow corner and has asked Jacob Pauls to go around to forward of square on the boundary. So it's interesting here. Ashley, I'm not sure how smart this is because we have seen how well Ashley White hit the ball straight. So it's going to be interesting though. It's going to be White to face Gums. Gums runs away from us. The ball to Ashley White. Ball to White. White to this delivery is just on it in the onside. They've gone for one. Look for a second. No, it's not on. Ashan sprint off the boundary and sends a return to the bowler. 1 run resulting. Ashley White moves on to 1 to 38. And, sorry, that's 32. 32. And the total to 125. 125 for 7. in the course of over number 17. Brings Mentos, wasn't Mentos into strike. He is on 9. I've seen him play some glorious strokes so far, 2 glorious shot for 4. Here is Gums, the bowl to Mentos, bowl to Wazim. He's hitting this one higher in the air. The man is getting on there. Is he going to take the catch? He does. Wazim goes. Caught the man coming off the long off boundary. Mentos goes. The ball had height, not distance. And the Beamerz sinks further on the back foot. Mentos goes. Caught by shave of the bowling of Gums for 9.
125 to 8 in the course of the 17 overs. You see Razor Massive fighting back here towards the end of the innings. I still think that the 125, the Beamerz are going to defend this total to the back.
Beamerz is in danger of being bowled out in the inside 20 overs. But cricket, a game of glorious uncertainty indeed. And runs on the board, I runs on the board. And we see the bowling attack that the Beamerz possess is like no other. They have a very, very good bowling attack. And I have no doubt that it will be an uphill battle. Even 130 runs is going to be an uphill battle for Razor Massive. It's not an impossible task at all. We have seen Ashawn Hodge, we have seen Lanville Harrigan, we have seen the spark of brilliance from these two batsmen already in the season. So we know that the Razor Massive, they possess some good batting in their lineup.
You have two between Mintos and Joseph Brown. They can provide some problems.
Well, here is Gums. The ball to White. White is hitting this one. 2 backward square, that goes for 4. You can give up the chase, just run away to get the ball from out of the boundary because there was no man back on the deep fine leg boundary. The man at backward square had absolutely no chance. Ball line on the pad, poor bowling, poor line there by Wiglif Gums, and Ashley White just helped it around. That was just a help me please delivery, and he much obliged helping it into the boundary. That goes away for 4. He moves on to 36, and the total on to 129 for 8. Ashley White is on 36. Ashley White. Well, I heard you spoke about Mentos and I heard you spoke about Joe Gums as the spin bowlers, but I haven't heard you spoken about still the best, Yannick Leonard. Well, it is going to be... Picking up a wicket in the second ball of his over. That is Ashley White looking to put the bowler to the side. Here is Gums. The bowl to White. White is hitting this one down the ground. He's going to get a single for sure. They have gone for 1. Looking for a second. It's not on. The return goes in. Good 1-2. 130 is up, and that's just about par score that you will want to get when you bat first. That's the minimum you will want to get, and the Beamerz has achieved that. White is on 37. That brings the new batsman, that's a Jim, into strike. Jim Felix, yes. Felix stops away, waits for Gums. Bowl. Felix is turned this one. He's going to get runs here. They've gone for 1. We'll come back for a second, and they will get it very easily too as White gets home. So Felix is off the mark. He's on 2, and the total moves on to 132. 132 at the end of over number 17. Beamerz winning the toss, choosing to bat. They are 132 for 8.
Beamerz, and they can be comfortable. 3 overs to go. I think that with some big hitting, they should be nearing 150.
Very well so.
150, I believe Razor Massive could be up against it.
Well, they're already up against it with the likes of Yannick Leonard, Wazim. They have Shaka Hodge. The spin bowling. They have they don't even need to use any seam bowlers today, because with the like of Shaka Hodge, they have Mentos, they have Joe Gums, they have Dylan Skellick, they have Yannick Leonard. They are packed with spinners, and so
We've seen that so far the spinners have been the trouble.
So Razor Massive will really be up against it today. It's going to be Ashawn Hodge from the far end, from the city end. I think this would be his final over scorer, Ashawn Hodge. He still has one left. So this is his third. Ashawn Hodge from the city end to bowl to Jim Felix. Oh, that's Ashley White. And to this end, Jim Felix, the taller, the two batsmen on the far end. Here is Hodge to bowl to White, bowls to White, slow ball. That's a slow ball deceived by the deceived White there, all ends up outside the line of the off stump. Slow ball. I saw it from here. Just his run up told me that would have been a slow ball, and it was indeed. And White was deceived there, looking to hit that one across the line down to the long on area. And that didn't make contact. Ball going to be taken by the wicket keeper. Score remains on 132. 132 for 8. In the course of over number 18, Beamerz winning the toss, choosing to bat. And this is the ANGUILLA first ever Premier League 2020 League. To all our sponsors, we say thank you. We will give you a run through of our sponsors in just a while. Here is Ashawn Hodge to bowl to Ashley White, bowl to White. White to this delivery is getting one. That is another slow ball. Another slow ball, looking to turn it on the onside, because in front of square is very open, and anything in front of square there is going to be runs. And Ashley White just getting it off the outer edge and getting it back down the track. No run resulting. The score remains on 132. White is on 37. With him is Felix. He's on 2. 132 for 8. Here is Ashawn Hodge to bowl to Ashley White. Bowl to White. White to this delivery. He's getting one. He's tugging this one through the onside. They will get runs here. They've gone for one. We'll come back for a second. They will get it comfortably too. 2 runs resulting. Ashley White moves on to 39. 39. The top scorer for their team thus far. And the total moves on to 134. 134. With 2 overs plus 2 go. Ashley White will have to take the majority of the strike and will have to look to stay at the end of 20. Here is Hodge to bowl to White. Bowl to passes umpire, bowl to White. White is getting one that is hitting down to long off. They've gone for one. That's all it's going to be, because it is the trusted arm and hands of Jacob Pauls who gets it in. And that's a bad throw. And there's going to be overthrow here. Ashawn Hodge didn't clean it up, and in the end, misfield there by Ashawn Hodge, the bowler, and they were able to come back for 2. So the total moves on to 136. 136, and White is into the 40s. He's on 41. Can he score a half century here today? He's on 41. He's on 41, Ashley White. Inching ever so closely to that half century. Here is Ashawn to bowl to White. Passes umpire lady. Bowl to White. White to this delivery is getting a slow one. He's pulling well. There's one. 2 mid wicket. They've gone for one. We'll look for a second. They're turning now. They're coming back for it. We'll get home very easily. White moves on to 43. White on to 43. And the total on to 138. 138. Ashley White inching ever so closer. 7 runs away from that half century that he will ever so love to reach. Ashley White, he came in when the team was peculiarly placed. It was really a time when he had to, very peculiarly placed, and he had to come in and gong the innings, and he did so well. And now he's reaping the benefits. Here is Hodge to bowl to White. Bowl to White. White is getting another slow ball. He's turning, hitting this one down to square leg off the boundary. Comes in field. 1 run. The end of the over. And at the end of over number 18, the Beamerz 139. 139 for 8. What says you?
139 for 8, and we're looking at during the course of that over, we saw Ashawn Hodge trying to take the pace of the delivery, but in the last over, misdirected to the leg side. I see, I'm looking here at based on the score.
Well, with Ashley maximizing and Ashley going to the end, 150 is very much on the plate. Just 11 runs away from us. And we can look at 160, maybe. 155, 160, just maybe, if Ashley White bats to the end.
What do you think some wicketing now to accelerate the score?
Well,
That we are forecasting.
Ashley's a no-nonsense batsman, and if he stays there, he's not going to look to poke the ball around. And in the last two, he's going to look to go. And if he gets his 50 in this over, it is even going to be a plus for the Beamerz, because he's going to look to go hard. He's on 44. It's 139, 139 for 8. In the course of, well, with 2 overs to go. It's going to be hard with Wiggler Gums, to bowl to Ashley White, to bowl to White. White is hitting this one down the ground. They've gone for one. They're going to look for a second. They're coming back for it too. Felix is stunned. Ashley White is stunned. They're going to get it easily. Total moves on to 141, and Ashley White is on 46. Ashley is on, is it 45 or 46? 46. He is on 46. Ashley's on 46 with 4 runs to his half century. In the course of over number 19, here is Gums. So bowl to Ashley White. Bowl to White. White is hitting this one again down the too long on. He's not going to get 2 this time. They get 1. That's all it's going to be. He moves on to 47, and the total moves on to 142. 142. Ashley White is now the non-striker. Brings Felix, who is on 2-1 strike. Jim Felix, the new batsman, faced just one delivery, has 2 runs. Felix taps away at the crease, waits for Gums. Number 17 on his back. Long on, with a long on, long off. Deep extra cover. Extra cover backward point on third man. Fine leg. Mid-wicket, short and square leg on the boundary. This is Felix. This one is to the offside. And he tried to hit down the stump. And that was Lanville. It was straight to Lanville. He tried to throw down the stump, but well backed up there by the keeper. He missed the stump. He had all 3 to aim at. And was unable. Felix scampering back and in the end getting back into his ground.
And there was some good support by the keeper. Was that to the front for the throws?
Well, and there was a man there at fine leg who was backing up as well. And he was in the line of things. Here is Gums to bowl to Felix. Bowls to Felix. To this delivery, he's getting his bowl. His bowl. Trying a cheeky shot. I'm not sure why he needed to try that shot. With Ashley White at the non-striker end, all you needed to do was to push the ball to the right, to the left of the bowler, look for your single, and get Ashley White back on strike. It wasn't to be. He tried a tricky stroke. He got his off-stump knocked back, and the Beamerz lose their 9th wickets. 143. 143 for 9. 142 for 9. 142 it is for 9. Ashley White is on 47. The new batsman is the left-handed pace bowler. Here is Jonathan Tyson. Well, they should know each other. They're 2 Dominicans. Yes, Beamerz. While they're in danger of being bowled out in 20 overs, they have posted a very notable score, a score of 142. It will take some getting to get this score. It would really take some getting to get this score. Ireland, the Razor Massive, Ireland Harbour team will really have to put their head down and bat out of their skin today if they are going to get anywhere close to this total. 142 for 9. It's going to be Wiggler Gums to bowl to the left-handed Jonathan Tyson. Mid-wicket, long on. Short fine leg, third man. Deep extra cover, long off. Backward point. See a short mid-wicket being instituted there. Shot on an extra cover. That's the field in the 19th over. Gums to bowl to Tyson. Runs away. Passes umpire Webster. Bowl to Tyson. Tyson is hitting this one down the ground. They're going to get a single. That's all they're going to be. The total moves on to 143. 143 for 9. In the 19th over. Brings Ashley White on 47 into strike. With one ball leave to go in the over. The final ball in this the 19th over. Ashley White will daily look to get back onto strike. Will look for a single and get back onto strike for the final over. That will be bowled by the captain, more than likely the captain Ashan Hodge. Right arm over the wicket. Final delivery of his spell. And it's going to be Gums. Sutton breaks into his run, passes umpire Webster, bowl to Ashley. Ashley is hitting it in the air. He's not going to carry to the man, and it goes one bounce over the top 4 runs. That's his 50. Ashley White goes on to 51, and what a way to bring up his half century. He's gone to 51. Brilliant half century to Ashley White. Brilliant half century by the all-arounder, and the total moves on to 147. 147 at the end of 19. At the end of over number 19, it's 147. The Beamerz for 9. 147 for 9. Winning the toss, choosing to bat. And that 160 is in view. Can they score another 13 runs from the final over? It's going to be the left-handed Jonathan Tyson, and it's indeed going to be Ashan Hodge. He will really have to get Ashley White on in strike, because he's going to get slow ball after slow ball. What a brilliant. Can I score? Can you tell us how many deliveries Ashley White? 41. So his 50 coming off, his 51 coming off some 41 deliveries. Excellent going there by Ashley White. Did the rebuilding, and for his payment, he has scored some 51 runs. Good batting there by Ashley White. When the team needed him, he came up trump. Here is Ashan in the final over of this innings. Runs away, passes the umpire, ball to Tyson. Tyson's ball! Beamerz a ball out. First ball of the 20th over. Tyson getting a Yorker that he couldn't keep out. And his ball stumps knocked back. Beamerz has been bowled out for 147. 147 all out. 148 to get. And it's going to be a battle in the second innings. So there is a massive who will go in search of 148 for victory.
Beamerz were 114 for 6 in the course of the 15th over. And Razor Massive to come back and bowl them out for 147. Shows how well they raised their game in the next 6 overs.
Well, a number of twist and turn in this game, because it was Razor Massive, it was the Beamerz who looked well at the end of over number 4. They were 28 when they lost their first wicket. They lost their first wicket at the end of over number 4, and it was then the Razor Massive looked to come back into the game. They found themselves, the Beamerz, at some 52 for 4, and that was in the 7th over. The Razor Massive, they looked good. They looked a cock-a-hoop with all the tails on their back, and they really looked the team that was playing the better cricket. But the Beamerz, with Yannick Leonard and Ashley White, they put their head down, and indeed they came back and they put on a wonderful partnership. We will want to know. We wait for a score to tell us how many runs partnership they put on, but they put on a wonderful partnership, and in the end Ashley White has been left and not out on the non-strikers end, and with on 51 and 52, they put on a partnership of 52 of 45 deliveries in a time when they needed to rebuild, and they did a good job. And in the end, they mounted some 147, a good total on the board, Tony. Well, not only holding them on 150, but bowling them out. They were bowled out in the 20th, or the first ball of the 20th over. And so to bowl out the Beamerz, that it must be a good feat for the Razor Massive. Nonetheless,
At one point, he thought it would have gotten away from them, especially when Leonard and White was batting. They could have easily been helter-skelter in terms of the amount of runs that they will have to acquire here this afternoon. But they pulled it back quickly with the captain, Ashan Haj, and Big Lift at the back end of the latter part of the overs. So they have given themselves and set themselves a good chance at least get their first victory here this afternoon.
a chaseable target, nonetheless, but they will have some 5 spin bowlers to contend with. The likes of Shaka Hodge, Yannick Leonard, Wazim Mentos, Joe Gums. It is a very, very in-depth spinning attack. And in order for them to get a 148, which is required for victory, they will have to bat very, very well.
We're certainly going to be bringing that to you as the second half of this innings is probably going to start in maybe about 20 minutes or so thereabouts. We look forward to joining you when we do return to the start of the chase by the Razor Massive, chasing 148 for victory. And we will definitely take you back to Master Control until we get back to that.
It's like the pitch reflecting.
It is.
Have a good chin on it. So that means if the fast bowlers bend their back, they will get something.
Just turn them off.
If you do it, no, if you do it, I can do it. That is one thing I believe.
Able to come back, Leonard and Ashley White, and put on some 52-run partnership. And in the end, they were bowled out in the 20th over, the first ball of the 20th over. They were bowled out for 147. Well, with 148 to get, Tony, an uphill task for there is a massive, but really not an impossible task. Yes, indeed so. And it's going to be Ashawn Hodge who will be taking strike. Ashawn Hodge will be taking strike from the opening bowler is Shaka Hodge. With some 5 off spinners in this lineup, it is going to be an uphill battle for the Razor Massive to get anywhere close. But cricket is a game of glorious uncertainty. It is Lanville Harrigan and Ashawn Hodge, the two opening batsmen. Shaka Hodge, the opening bowler, he will be going away from us here at the commentator's booth end. 148 to 148 is the target. Shaka Hodge is going to start to the right-handed Ashawn Hodge, and to Ashawn has an offside field of a mid-off, extra cover. Backward pointer who's moving more to his deep gully region. Regulation for man forward there at point. Extra cover. Short, fine leg, a slip. Square leg. And the 2-man deep, it is mid-wicket and the long on. So mid-wicket and long on are the 2 men who are out of the circle. Here goes Shaka Hodge. Well, telling Lanville you need to stay. You can't look for an unfair advantage. So dead ball. That ball signaled by the umpire. Dead ball. Rather. Here is Shaka Hodge. The ball to Ashawn down the leg side. Wide. So they are immediately off the mark. Immediately off the mark. They are 1. And the total is now 147 to get. 148 the target. Here is Shaka Hodge. Moves away to bowl to Ashawn Hodge. Bowl to Ashawn. Ashawn is coming across and forward and stylishly pushing up back the track. No run resulting. The score remains on 1 for no loss. 1 for no loss in the course of over number 1. Conversation being held there now by Joe Gums. And he's moving the man that will, well, there's a shift there. The field is going a bit squarer. Man Tyson is going to gully. Here is Shaka to bowl to Ashan. Ashan is driving. Can't beat Joe Gums. No run resulting. Score remains on 1 for no loss. Tony, it's going to be an interesting evening here because Ashan loves to run. Ashan can run, but not so with Lanville. Lanville loves the big shot. But I've seen Lanville in the last game. He ran well. The last game he batted. And this is a good shot there, but straight to the man there, Dylan Skellicky, who fields. Good shot for no runs. Score remains on 1 for no loss. Two batsmen there yet to get off the mark. It is Shaka Hodge. It's stopped by the umpire. Watch Ashan Hodge. Taps away at the crease. Shaka bowls to Ashan. He's done this one. First run of the bat to the man coming off the deep mid wicket boundary. Can't stop the single. Ashan is on 1. The total moves on by 1 to 2. 2 for no loss. In the course of over number 1, there is a massive. When they turn, when they bowl, they really pegged back the Beamerz. Beamerz seemed to get away somewhere after the 10th over. But again, they were pulled back. Lanville for the first time to face Shaka Hodge. Shaka Hodge bowled to Lanville. Lanville comes forward circumspectly, pushes up back the track. No run resulting. Score remains on 2 for no loss. Old veteran Lanville Harrigan. Here is Shaka Hodge to bowl to Harrigan. To this delivery, he's getting one that is looking to turn on the onside, and fortunately for him, it came off the outer edge and went through the offside. Luckily for him, it didn't go back down the track and in the air. The over coming to an end. A very good 1-2 by Shaka Hodge. It is 2 in the search of 148 for victory. The Razor Massive, they are 2 for no loss. Very well, so it's going to be Jonathan Tyson, the right arm medium fast from the far end to bowl to Ashan Hodge. From the city end, Tyson walks, then breaks into a run. Bowls to Ashan Hodge. Short, well, a very good delivery. That white call by the umpire. White call, but well. That's a tough call. That's a very tough call, Tony. That is a very, very harsh call because that ball passed just on the outside of Ashan's helmet. It was not over his head. That is a very tough call. Here is Tyson to bowl to Ashan, and this one is indeed a wide. This one is a wide. Total is on to 4. 4 for no loss. In the course of over number 2, Beamerz have to settle down. No need to be bothered. But that first call was definitely a tough one. It's going to be Jonathan Tyson again. Yet to bowl a ball in this over. Conceded 2 wides. Tyson to bowl to Ashan Hodge. Bowl to Hodge. This one is in the air! And it's brilliantly taken! What a catch! What a catch! He's gone! Ashan Hodge goes! Magnificent catch by Dylan Skellicky at backward point. And Ashan Hodge goes disappointedly for 1. And Razor Massive is in trouble. Well, the first legal delivery, his first legal delivery counted for him there. What a catch there by Dylan Skeleke, diving forward. It is never easy diving forward. And he came forward and he wrapped his hands. It seemed like buckets around it. And it took a magnificent catch. And Ashon goes back dejectfully. New batsman, is that Otto? It is Otto. Otto. His first knock for the Razor Massive. Here comes Tyson from the city and to bowl to Otto. Bowls to Otto. Otto is getting a wide. Call and signal. Bit of ill discipline there from Tyson. Tyson is falling away. If you look at his action, he's falling away. His left hand is opening up. He's opening up. And so he's tugging the ball away from the right-handed batsman and to the slips. So he will have to straighten that. The left hand is opening up and he needs to be tighter to his body. So it's 5 for 1. Here comes Tyson to bowl to Otto. That looks better. The ball is swinging. It is actually swinging away. And so he needs to pitch it up and pitch and get a closer line and ask Otto to go at it. Tony. Here is Tyson to bowl to Otto. Otto is fishing outside the off stump. That's a dangerous looking stroke there. Yannick Leonard has come from the deep extra cover boundary and he is now in a second slip position because the ball is swinging. It is swinging nicely there for Jonathan Tyson. He's normally a swing bowler and he's getting the ball to do a bit. Here is Tyson to bowl to Otto. Bowls to Otto outside the line of the off stump. Doesn't catch up with that one at all. Otto he's batting on more of a leg stump, not a middle stump guard at all. It looks to have taken a leg stump guard and he's batting outside the leg stump. And he will be much advised to get closer to the line of the ball. Because with those hands going out there and not being control of it, can really take an edge down to the slips. Here is Tyson to bowl to this one. He's coming forward circumspectly. Better looking shot there by Otto. Here is Tyson to bowl to Otto. Passes the umpire. Bowl to Otto. Otto to this delivery. Again. Just passing outside the line of the off stump. And a bit of a mix back there in that over. But a fine over nonetheless by Jonathan Tyson. Just conceding some 3 runs from that 12 Rich were indeed wides. And so, what a good start. Well, all 3 that he conceded were wides in that over. Hodge to Harrigan. Harrigan is throwing this one to the onside. Can't score. That's Giovanni Gums in attendance there and who lobs it back to Shaka Hodge. 5 for 1. 5 for 1 at the same stage. And the Beamerz were 13 without loss. Here is Shaka Hodge to Lanville coming forward. Stylishly pushing it back down the track. Bat and pad close together. No harm done, no danger at all to the man. Here is Shaka Hodge. Jackson is this mid off to go to long off. And the man on the mid wicket boundary Here is asked him to come up in the circle. So, a bit of adjustment there to his field. Here is Hodge to bowl to Harrigan. Bowls to Harrigan. Harrigan is coming forward. Playing the ball on the onside. Can't score. Wazim is in attendance. Wazim Mentos. Very tall, well-built figure of Mentos. Out of Nevis. Here is Hodge. And now another change in the field. He's asking his mid-wicket to go back and back deep on the boundary and he's long off. So he's playing with the head of Landville here. Here is Hodge. He's been stopped there by the umpire. Bowl to Landville. Landville is looking to play this one to square. Doesn't make contact. The ball ricocheting off his pad on the offside of the ground. Of the wicket there, it is Joe Gums who lobs it back to Shaka Hodge. It is 5 for 1. Over number 3 in progress. Here is Hodge to Landville. Landville again going for a big hee-ho there. Coming off the pad and no run result in the keeper scamps away from behind the stumps and fields. It's an in-out, in-out. Every 2 balls, in-out, in-out field. Landville will have to look to maneuver here. The field. Yet to score, Landville Harrigan. Here is Shaka to bowl. Landville is gone! Is he? A loud appeal. Ball, Bears whipped off. And not out, says the umpire. Well, the keeper was very confident. The team was celebrating. Shaka Hodge is disappointed because he didn't get that result. He didn't go in favor. Tony, that looked. It would be very good to see from this point of view, from a recap, what it is. A replay. Nonetheless, it's a maiden over. It's a maiden over, and at the end of over number 3, it is 5 for 1. It was a pleasure being here with you. I'm going to leave you in the capable hands, after a few words from Tony, in the capable hands, of course, of Keith Stonegrave.
Thank you, Tony. 5 for 1. Razor Massive going at 148. We're looking at Tyson as he motors in from that far end. He's in now and bowls to the batsman. Otto turns this one out to square leg, backward of square. They turn for 1. They should easily get 2. So Otto is off the mark. He's 2. And the score now 7 for 1. The Razor Massive losing the wicket of Ashon Hodge. Brilliantly caught at backward point by Dylan Skellicky after bowling of Tyson in his previous over. In the start of the 4th over of this innings, Razor Massive set 148. Beamerz got 147 all out of 19 overs on 1 delivery. Here is Tyson, goes in now and bowls this one outside the line of the off stump, shaping appreciably away from the right-handed batsman. He doesn't play stroke and it goes into the gloves of the keeper. So the field, 2 slips, there's a man at backward point, short cover, extra cover, mid-on, straightish mid-wicket, man down on the deep long leg boundary and a 3rd man. That's the field for Jonathan Tyson, bowling right arm, medium fast from the far end of the ground. Bright sunny conditions here at the James Ronald Webster Park in the Premier League competition. Goes in and bowls this one outside the line of the off stump. He comes forward, saw the call, the signal of a no ball. Yes, it is. Scorer is just trying to acknowledge. The umpire is still outstretched. He finally gets the signal. So this will be a free hit. It's 6 for 1. Tyson bowling from the far end. 2 slips, keeper. As Tyson comes in from the far end once more. He's up to the wicket now and bowls this one. He's driven powerfully through the offside field. Beautifully stopped there by Shaka Hodge at extra cover. And the batsmen were able to get a run, diving smartly to his right. So Otto goes to 3. And it is 7 for 1, the Razor Massive. In over number 4 of 20. It's 9 is the score. I beg your pardon. I kept saying 7. 9 is the official score. 9 for 1. Ashawn Hodge brilliantly caught by Skellicky at backward point. We've seen some lovely catches taken here today. Tyson comes in now and bowls to Lanville Harrigan. He's yet to score. Gets one up on the line, drives it over the bowler's head, straight back over his head. This could go pretty much into the boundary. The chase is given up. It's 4 runs. Harrigan leaning into that one, coming onto the front foot early and just caressing this over the bowler's head, Tyson that is. And it raced away straight back down the ground for 4 runs. So Harrigan is off the mark. He is 4. It's 13 for 1, Razor Massive. Again, the target is 148. Or the Beamers need to take 10 wickets. Or restrict them to under 148. So immediately the slip has been taken out. So we've seen a backward point. There's a cover point, extra cover, long off, mid on as Tyson comes in. Both Harrigan who drives past the man at that extra cover region. They look for 1. They should get 2. They don't take it. But that should have been 2. And we've seen some really sloppy running throughout this T20 competition where the batsmen on most of the teams we've seen, it's certainly not pushing quick enough for the first run, and their opportunities oftentimes for 2. It's 14 for 1, and Harrigan goes to 5, and Floyd Otto, who's in 3, comes into strike. The bowler is Jonathan Tyson, strongly built up a body, very broad, powerful shoulders. He comes in now and bowls to Otto, who jabs down at this one outside the line of the off stump. Again, we see some movement going away. It's the end of over number 4. After 4 overs, Razor Massive set 148 to win this contest. They are 14 for 1. Shaka Hodge about to start his 3rd over. Bowling from this to commentary box then. 14 for 1. Razor Massive of Island Harbour. Set 1-4-8 for victory. As Hodge right arm off break into Harrigan. Flash and his bowl all over the place. Lanville Harrigan coming down looking to hoist this one over long on. Missed it completely. And the ball just clattered into the stump. So Harrigan goes for 5. Further trouble, further setback for Razor Massive, losing firstly Ashawn Hodge after bowling of Tyson for 1, and now Lanville Harrigan comprehensively bowled by Shaka Hodge for 5. It's 14 for 2 Tony Fleming. So thank you, Tony. Tony has to go away to do some duties in football. So this is the way it is sometimes when you have commitments. So he's going to do the football game, the start of the men's league just behind us, the football stadium. As we say good afternoon to my colleague and friend, Renford Kelsey.
Good afternoon, Keith. We have a match on our hands here. As we were discussing earlier, that the Beamerz, they have 5-prong attack spin. So, and there we see Shaka Hodge comprehensively bowling Lanville Harrigan.
So Shaka Hodge making some changes. The new man is right, left-handed batsman. And Shaka Hodge just getting the all-important scalp of Lanville Harrigan, comprehensively beaten and bowled. For 5, it's 14 for 2. Razor Massive earlier losing Ashon Hodge, another batsman in form and the captain of the team, for 1 after bowling of Tyson. Brilliantly, superbly caught that backward point of Tyson's bowling. Here is Hodge into Tyson to right, comes onto the front foot. Keeper scampers, that's Dion Burton, scampers from behind the stumps into the offside field. So Shaka is bowling with just a slip. There's a mid-off. There's a man at point. There's a sweep on the deep cover boundary, long off. Deep mid-on, straightish mid-wicket, man just forward of the square leg umpire, short backward square. Shaka goes in, right arm over the wicket, bows to right outside the line of the off stump. That one showing quite a bit of turn. Just pitching and deviating away from the left-handed batsman. That's right. Non-striker Otto. Otto has got 3. As we see some dark clouds away in the distance towards it. This one is driven powerfully past the man at wide mid-on, at mid-off. That is Mintos, a bit of a fumbling, but then do not capitalize. So Wright gets off the mark. He's 1. The score's gone now to 15 for 2 in the course of the 5th over. So Wright is 1, Otto is 3, Harrigan out for 5, Ashon Hodge out for 1. The Beamerz getting to 147 all out, 19 overs and 1 delivery. Yannick Leonard 37, 51 made by Ashley White. 4 fours, 1 6, 41 balls. Ashon Hodge picking up 3 for 23, Wright 2 for 32, and Viglet Gums 2 for 32. So it's Shaka Hodge. Right arm off break from this, the commentary box in over the wicket, and this one is driven outside the line of the off stump. There is an appeal by the keeper. Not so much from the man at first slip. The bowler wasn't too much into it. But certainly the keeper whipping off the bails in a flash. That's Burton. But the batsman Otto was firmly grounded. 15 for 2. Shaka Hodge bowling well. This is his 3rd over, the 5th of the innings. As he goes in, bowls this one to Otto, brings him onto the front foot quietly. And the ball is pushed quietly back up along the pitch. Shaka Hodge has completed his 3rd over. He's gotten the wicket, the prize scalp of Lanville Harrigan for 5 in the last over. After 5 overs, the Razor Massive struggling a bit here. They are 15 for 2. Right. Yeah, so the sunshine has left us momentarily. We've been bathed with sunshine throughout the afternoon. Very good one. Nice breeze throughout the afternoon as well, so it's not too hot. It's kind of cool conditions now. We've lost the sunshine momentarily. Some dark clouds away in the distance towards the southeast, towards the St. Martin. As we will look at Tyson to continue now, start of the 6th over. Wright has 1. He will be on strike. Otto has 3. He's a non-striker. Just a slip. There's a man at point. There's a cover. Short extra cover. Mid-off. Wide-ish. Mid-on. A little deep and wide as well. There's a man down at long leg. And there's a man just to the back of the square leg umpire. There's a 3rd man as well. So it's the inner arc and the outer arc preventing the boundaries. Tyson picked up the wicket of Ashon Hodge in his 2nd over. This will be his 3rd over coming up here now. Over number 6 about to start. It's Tyson from the far end. Right arm over the wicket, goes in, balls to the left hand. It's bowled him! He's bowled him all over the place. Right is clean ball by Tyson. Yorker length delivery, looking to smash it through the covers. Missed it completely. And the off stump shattered. The bails flying. The Beamerz fieldsmen are all jubilant, all excited. Wicket number 3 goes down with the score 15 for 3. Tyson gets his 2nd wicket here in his 3rd over, Renford Kelsick. 15 for 3.
off stump was out of the ground. Here we have the Beamerz. They are very strong side in the bowling and all round side. And we have, I think, five selected spin bowlers. And here is Tyson getting his second wicket. So no doubt, 15 for 3 at this stage. And they are going to really keep the pressure onto the Razor Massive.
So the pressure is on. The first delivery of the 6th over. Pitched up. Directed at the off stump. Took it, sent it back. Not cartwheeling, but certainly pushed it back. The Bears are flying. Clean bowl. Second wicket for Tyson. 15 for 3. Razor Massive. In this, the 6th over. The new man looks like, who's that? Mark Gokaran? Is that Mark? Looks like Mark Gokaran. We'll get that for you in just a moment, as Tyson was about to come in, but he is stopped. The umpire just signaling dead ball. Who's that? So we're trying to figure out who that batsman is. And it's going to be Gokaran. We're still trying to get the name of the batsman. It's as Tyson comes in now from the far end. 2 wickets to his name. Gets a good delivery, a Yorker. Right up. And the batsman just easing forward, wearing the number 11, number 12 jersey. Shiv Narayan. We'll try and get that. I think that could be Benjamin. I'm not too sure. Shiv Benjamin. Yes, Shiv Benjamin. First delivery, Yorker length, just squeeze it out. 15 for 3 as Tyson goes in and turns this one into the onside, wants a single. But Joe Gums, the evergreen, eases in quickly from short mid-wicket, and there is no run. So the new man is Shiv Benjamin. So Benjamin, right-handed batsman, so 2 right-handers at the crease. Otto is on 3. He's the non-striker. As Tyson, with the sun coming back with us here at the James Ronald Webster Park. The shadows beginning to lengthen as the afternoon goes by. As Tyson comes in now and bows this one to Benjamin, who gets nicely into line. Pushes the ball back up along the strip on the offside, and there is no run. So the Beamerz certainly gleeful, jubilant, picking up 3 important wickets. Razor Massive set 148 for victory, after the Beamerz got 147 all out, 19 overs and 1 delivery. 51 scored by Ashley White. Here is Tyson as he comes in now and bows this one outside the line of the leg stump, comes off the top portion of the bat, move the gloves down to fine leg. The fieldsman scutters around, knocks it down, the throw comes in, and they go through for 2 runs. So 2 runs there to Benjamin. So he's off the mark, and the score is now 17 for 3. And we are still in the course of the 6th over. That one was dug in short. The batsman got around. Wright is batting. So Wright, we're getting all confused here. As we look at Tyson now, as he comes away from us. He's up to the wicket now and bows this one again, tucked around the corner to the left of the keeper. They go through for a run. Otto comes through. 18 we make it. 18 for 3. And we're just trying to get the batsman. So it's Wright is batting. So Wright is the batsman. Okay, we've got that. So Wright is the batter. So
another good over there kick from Tyson. We saw that first delivery he bowled at right. It was right in the back hole and right in coming forward and played it very well. Not a short one that he tried to pull around. I think they took the gloves and he came down to long leg and he was able to get 2 runs.
So Wright, we've got it all right now. So Wright, we've got it all right. Wright is the batter. With him is Otto. It's 17 for 3 as we're about to see the start of the 7th over. It will be Shaka's 4th. So Shaka has been bowled right through. Still to come, you've got Yannick Leonard, Joe Gums, Skellicky, the other spinners, and Mintos. This one is carried up to Wright. And Wright just eases onto the front foot, plays the ball to mid-on. Mintos is there, and there is no run. Over number 7 in progress. Been bowled by Shaka Hodge. Solitary slip, backward point, cover, extra cover. This one is outside the off stump. The batsman doesn't play stroke. Taken behind by the keeper. So Shaka Hodge using all his guile, all his experience. Leeward Islands player, played many years for the Leeward Islands youth team, West Indies team as well. Shaka goes in now, right arm over the wicket, and here we see Wright coming onto the front foot quite early. Just easing forward and then jabbing the ball down into the onside, and there is no run. There's a deep mid-wicket, short backward square. There's a long on, there's a long off. There's a short extra cover, backward point, and a cover. Slip, and the keeper standing close in as Shaka goes in. Right arm over the wicket, loops this one up, and again we see the batsman Wright coming onto the front foot. The chance for run out. And he is short of his ground, and Shaka takes the bails off. So Otto is out, will have to come back, trying to slide in, attempted a run, could not make it back, lost his foot in Kelsick, and Shaka Hodge made no mistake, had lots of time in which to take the bails off. He took them off, and there was umpire Jack Webster just raising the index finger. So more trouble here for Razor Massive. They are now 18 for 4.
More trouble here. It's 4 wickets down now for Razor Massive, and the score is what? 19.
18